When you do FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, what are kind of the types of shipments that we can send in? I know there's a couple different, right, that we can send, like maybe like a case or something, or if we have a lot more, we can send a lot, like a truckload or a pallet. Like, what are the kind of types that people can send in? What are the types of packages people can send into Amazon?
So, I mean, there's really your two options. Amazon labels it an SBD, small parcel delivery, and their preferred carrier is UPS, and that's a master carton at a time. Or they offer the opportunity if you've got smaller products, you can do mixed SKUs in a carton, and it's more of a manual process in entering that. But you can say, I've got these 10 different SKUs. I'm going to throw them all in a box to maximize shipping. And then once Amazon receives it, they're going to have to they'll scan each individual unit in receipt, or you're sending a whole case pack of those at a time. And, that's done UPS. It's faster transit time. If you're using their small parcel delivery and shipping at UPS, it's just going to be faster. But as far as cost, LTL is the other option, less than truckload, and then you can send a pallet at a time is how they'll view it. And of course, effective in that you can send in if you got if you're a lot of volume on sales, you got a lot of SKUs, you can throw a bunch of SKU master cartons on a pallet and send that in, and then they'll charge. I mean, it's probably a fifth of the cost of sending the same UPS, depending on what it is, but that you can always send it in as long as it's on a standard pallet, that 48-inch 40, and then the height of up to 72 inches and less than 1,500 pounds. Then you can always send it in. The part about the master carton that sometimes gets missed by some of our clients is they want to send in more than 150 units in a case pack because they just have really small products, and that's the limit. Is that anything above 150 that Amazon won't let you send it in because everybody wants to maximize shipping costs. That's just the easiest way to do it. But it's you know the, at the same time they've limited it that way, and so. But I mean, it just depends on your products, and that we have clients that deal with such small units that they only send a small parcel, which allows them for quicker receiving times. But then, I mean, we've also found too is that if something is running low, you might want to send it SPD so to make sure that it gets there, so you never run out of stock. So it's always a strategy in how you want to send it to watch cost, but at the same time speed too.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking again of just like speed and efficiency like that, Amazon can actually come to your they can send a truck to your warehouse to pick up your pallets, or you have to ship them with your own trucks. Like if I'm like a medium, not a small business owner, I guess a medium business owner, and I'm sending in a pallet. I don't have a truck like to deliver this pallet in, but I have the pallet. Amazon will come and pick up the pallet at my warehouse, right? Or is that not something they do? Or
That's that's the beauty of Amazon is they've got, as far as usability, they provide you everything. You just enter in what you're sending in, and they provide you labels. They'll provide you the UPS labels to send it in, which is at a huge cost. You can't get postage any cheaper, even if you're sending it by the postal service. It's not as cheap as what the rate is they get with UPS, but they'll do everything as far as your pallet goes. They're going to make sure that you know, it's meeting requirements. It will never let you have anything that's outside of their requirements, but they provide you all the labeling you'll need. Of course, you need to stretch wrap it to keep all your cartons secure, but then they arrange the carrier, and then the rate is extremely cheap too. And it's these trucks that they do their deliveries, and then they just come by and pick up all these Amazon deliveries. So as far as your per pallet weight cost, it's pretty cheap, and they'll even Amazon is able to, with the knowledge they have of your product, they'll even tell you how many pallets it's going to take and things like that, so that it kind of simplifies things for you. They just have it cubed out to where they know what'll fit, and then they'll schedule the truck, and it'll give you the update. They'll provide a bill of lading, your BOL information that you need to give to the driver once they arrive, and depending on the carrier too, you can also have tracking. So then you kind of know, and Amazon's gotten better at that from their Amazon Freight company, that you get better tracking, and then they kind of give you the great timeline of here's where things are at that they provide too. So, I mean, it's really a great workflow that they have for you to create those shipments and taking out a lot of the extra work that could have been done in the past as far as scheduling your carrier and pickups and all of that too.
Yeah, you said a couple things there I wanna come back to quickly, but the first thing is that they actually so they obviously have your weights and dimensions of your product because you have to input them in there. They'll actually tell you how many pallets you need.
They do,
Like, Amazon will
and
calculate that out for you on your truckload shipments. Wow.
they'll provide that. And really, they're not as concerned about how many pallets. They're concerned about weight, and that's where their charge comes from is weight. And I mean, it doesn't make sense to make a bunch of extra pallets anyway, but I mean that's their major concern. But you want to have an accurate inventory count for when the carrier shows up, when you're giving them that VOL. You don't want to hand them, 5 pallets, but a 4 pallet bill of lading. You'd have to update that. But it's able to figure it out to tell you how many pallets. And it hasn't always been like that, but recently they've created the magic work behind the scenes to make that happen.
Hmm. Very cool. Wow, I didn't realize they were that, well, I guess I did know they were that in depth, but I didn't realize they were that in depth. That's crazy. They'll do all of this sort of heavy lifting for you, just make it easy as possible,